I just want Dele Alli to be playing football somewhere because I think he's such a great footballer. I think we've forgotten what a graceful footballer he is. You think about some of those goals he scored for Spurs, you know, that one against Palace. Or
even one last year against United where he flicked over someone's a great goal.
What a finish that was. Yeah, and a beautiful first touch. And it's, you know, Tottenham, we're talking about Chelsea's big squad. You know, Tottenham have a big squad. You know, when they leave, you know, I think Lucas wasn't on the bench. I don't know if he was injured last week. I may think it was Lucas. You know, someone who is good will not be used, right?
Yeah.
If you have any of those big 6 clubs. But it is a shame he's not playing, you know. What did you make of the trainers on the bench thing? It was funny when I saw it.
No, I didn't have an issue with it because I've played under certain managers before that have said, especially in cold conditions like we are in at the minute, it's better to sometimes have trainers on because when you've got your boots on and you're sitting on the bench sometimes and your boots are done up, your feet can turn freezing. Now, again, and you go to warm up, and I've had managers say, listen, guys, I don't mind you having trainers on the bench because obviously it keeps you warm. I don't understand why, for instance, why you sit with your trainers undone on the bench and your feet don't feel as bad. But when you tie your boots up and you sit there on the bench, it's freezing. I've had managers go, listen...
It's different giving the cushioning of a trainer over a boot.
Maybe. But I've had managers say, well, listen, I don't mind guys wearing the trainers on the bench, but if I turn around and say, right, get ready, you get on, or someone goes down, make sure you're aware of the game because then that's your responsibility to get yourself ready. So from that perspective, I can understand it. And I'm sure if Mourinho had something wrong with it, he'd say to Dele, what are you doing? So I don't think he would have done that if Mourinho wasn't okay with it.
What are those things? Ugg boots? Maybe they'd be better. They're really warm.
They are warm.
Like some warm Ugg boots. We could send Dele some of them. Would you like him to go to PSG? I'd like him to go on loan. Here's the dream. He goes to PSG, wins something with them, you know, teeing up Neymar and Mbappe. Then he comes back to Spurs to help Spurs retain the title next year after they've won it this year.
Okay, I mean, I can't see that happening. But listen, if Dele goes, if he's not going to play at Spurs, I think he's too good of a player to kind of just waste his talent by just sitting there. So if he can go to PSG and play with some of them players, and you say go to PSG, win obviously the trophy over there, things like that, then I'm all for that. But I think the most important thing for Dele Alli is to go somewhere where he's going to go and play week in, week out. Could he do that at PSG? I'm not sure because they have got good players there, but he just needs to go somewhere and start playing again because every time he doesn't play, it's another game wasted. It's another story of people going, well, Dele Alli didn't play again. Dele Alli didn't make the bench again. And that's not doing him any favours. And it's not even doing really Spurs or Mourinho any favours because every interview, they're always asking him about it.
Sure. So there's always a point about who isn't on the bench. You know, the Spurs team sheet comes out and it's always, you look down at the bench and is it Harry Winks? Is it Gareth Bale? Is it Dele Alli? You know, that's always sort of the story. But do you think with Dele that he's the sort of player that needs to be in a good team? Do you see what I mean? Like he can make a good team better rather than taking a step down from Spurs and going sort of middle Premier League.
Yeah, I think he needs to be around good players, Dele Alli, because he's a good player in himself. So I think he does. And I watched him against Stoke, and I thought he was very good. I know Mourinho digged him out, but I thought he looked quite sharp. I thought he was running in behind Kane. I thought they combined pretty well, which we'd seen him do for previous seasons. He had a couple of opportunities which he didn't take, but I put that down to kind of rust because he's not really played probably for a while. So I thought he did okay, but the fact is he needs to go and play football. That's the most important thing for Dele Alli now to the end of the season, or from January, is to go and play football.
But also the other important point is, you know, and is being critical of like players like Dele Alli will lose the ball because of what they try to do.
Yeah,
because they are trying things, and if you know, you are less likely to make mistakes if you just get it and give it. If you don't try and turn, you don't pick the ball up on the half turn, you just take the ball the way you're facing and knock it back.
Well, these are the moments that have made Dele Alli why we love talking about him when he's absolutely playing very, very well, is because he isn't safe. Do you know what I mean? Like the goal he scored against Crystal Palace, some other midfield players might have brought it down, controlled it and passed it backwards or passed it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Him turns, flicks over someone's head. What a finish.
Can we talk